Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe and click on notifications so you don't miss out on the fun. In our first story, a choosing beggar who insults a shop worker by saying he can't be the son of the owner because they don't look enough alike. Let's jump right in. A brief introduction is in order so there won't be any confusion later on. I'm a 28-year-old, 6-foot, average-built guy. I live in a small town in Bulgaria, and almost everyone knows everyone here. My mother owns a flower shop for 28 years. She had a career change after I was born. I usually don't work in the shop, but I cover shifts when one of the girls who works there needs a day off. Most of the people who are regulars know me by name and know exactly who I am and why I am there. My mother's side of the family is purely Slavic, but my dad's is kinda more mixed. Some Russian, with some Greek, some Serbian, Romanian, and who knows what else. I look almost exactly as my dad, darker than Caucasian, lighter than Indian, trimmed thick beard, in other words, not like my white blonde mother. You'll need this, I promise. So the story begins. It was late August or early September. I'm covering a shift because one of the girls wanted to have some days off and go out of town. I'm behind the counter arranging a bouquet and a woman in her early 40s comes in. I greet her and ask her if I can be of any assistance, or does she want to browse for a few minutes. "I will ask for you when I'm ready," she says in that tone that only a Karen knows how to pronounce. So I proceed with the bouquet and let her pick what she wants. A few seconds after, I hear, "Ahem." "Yes? Have you picked anything you like?" I said as I put down the bouquet and went to help her. As I was going to her, I hear her mutter, "Gosh, they let even the idiots work here now." I pretend I didn't hear her and go with a smile to her. "What have you picked?" with the nicest tone that I'm able to produce. "Ugh, just give me that flower and make it quick, I'm already late." She points to a potted orchid that costs 20 leva. 1 lev is about 50 cents. "Sure, do you want it gift wrapped? And what color would you like the wrapping and the bow?" "I don't care, just make it snappy and don't take more of my time." "I apologize, miss, it will cost 21 leva with the wrapping and the bow." "That is too much. Give me a discount." "Sorry, but I'm not allowed to give discounts." "I can give discounts. I give discounts to almost everybody I know, or, is friendly." "No! I demand a discount. Do you have any flipping idea who I am?" I don't like yelling. Even when I flipped up as a kid, my mom didn't raise her voice because she knows that kinda triggers me. "Miss, calm down. I'm sorry, but I do not know who you are, and please don't yell in the shop." "Shut it, Gypsy!" Gypsy or Romy have darker skin color than Caucasians, and I might pass for one, but I don't speak the language, lol. "I am the owner's sister, and I don't pay full price here, you piece of trash." This is where I go in flip-it mode. After being a security guard for 8 years dealing with idiots like this choosing beggar Karen, this was my time to vent, and it's not like my mother can fire me after such a customer. "Listen here, you stain on humanity. First of all, there is no need for the yelling and name-calling. Second, I am the owner's son, and you are definitely not related to me in any possible way. And last, as I said, no discount. Please leave." I kept my voice as calm as possible. I don't like yelling. She was just standing there, frozen, opening and closing her mouth like a fish for a few seconds. I thought she understood what had just happened. Nope. "You're lying to me. You look nothing like my mother's name. And now give me the orchid for free or I will call her and tell her that her idiot of an employee was rude and lies to customers." "Go for it, witch. Should I dial her or will you?" She actually called my mom and it went like this. "Hey, it's me." "Hello? Who is this?" "It's me, Choosing Beggar. We met at the bank last week." "Oh, yes, hi, sorry, I didn't have your number in my contact list." "It's fine. Listen, I'm at your shop and the gypsy boy that I have no idea why you've hired is overpricing the flowers. And when I scolded him for that, he told me he was your son and he can do whatever he wants." At this point, my mother knows something is wrong with Choosing Beggar's story because, well, my mother didn't raise me to be a spoiled brat, and she isn't too fond of racial slurs of any kind. Oh, I'm sorry he acted like that. Please put him on the phone so I can have a word with him. Choosing Beggar hands me her phone and has that "now you're in trouble for messing with me" look on her face. Sup, Mom? Why is this woman calling me? She wanted a discount and I didn't want to give her one. She yelled in my face, called me an idiot, a gypsy, and lied to me pretending to be your sister. Which reminds me, why do I meet my other auntie just now? She's not your aunt, and I hardly remember who she is. Did you tell her that you don't give discounts? Just tell her she's free to leave and refuse her service. You sure? Yes. She hangs up. I hand back Choosing Beggar's phone and with my full stature walk in front of the counter where she is, cross my arms on my chest and ask her, "You're still here?" She ran out and I haven't seen her since. I don't know which bank she works in, but if I liked conflicts, I would have gone there to open an account just to mess with her. Here's an update. Let me begin by saying that I am both mad and holding in my laughter because I'm still at work. This update was supposed to be for tomorrow after I went to the bank, but it just so happens my mom went there a few hours ago and ripped that woman a new one. And as karma goes, it's the bank where the regional manager is none other than my godmother. She is my mother's best friend, also her son, who is my age and closest thing I have to a brother. Also, he is engaged to my sister, meaning we're almost officially family. From what I gathered from my mom's happy screaming mixed with proud laughter, Choosing Beggar got yelled at by my mother, scolded by her boss, and now all her colleagues who know me personally don't like her. I actually feel bad for her because she started working in the bank sometime before Christmas, so she's the new girl there. So sorry to disappoint you, but I will not go to the bank to mess with her. I only hope she has learned her lesson, and I wish her luck in the future. Story 2 shows us a choosing beggar who thinks that the food he orders should still be hot no matter how many hours it takes him to pick it up. The food is average, but service is definitely at 0. 0! I wish there was a lower score I could give. They said we can pay with cash to save tax, and we did, but when we get there they charged us $12 for tax. Did anyone encounter restaurants charging for heating up? Welcome to blank. Not impressed. Response from the owner. I appreciate you used a fake name to make this review as I was expecting this. First and foremost, like all businesses, we charge HST. After you claimed you spoke to me when you didn't, you placed an order the day before to be picked up at 10 a.m. We called you 15 times and you never once called us back. You finally called in at 1 p.m., said you would be there in 5 minutes. Once your brother arrived, he began yelling at my staff and complaining why the food wasn't hot. We proceeded to warm up the food and you were still unsatisfied that you had to pay $13 HST. In the name of customer service, I told you I would bite the HST and you decided to put your brother on the phone to tell us how awful and dry the food was, when it took you 3.5 hours to pick up your order. We take pride in our food and it's what we were known for. However, even when we were polite and tried to help you out, you were nothing but rude and disrespectful. This is not tolerated. If you never want to come back to our restaurant, that is up to you. But to subject my staff to your yelling and harassing insults, that will not be tolerated. In our final story, we have a choosing beggar who cries over €2, even though it isn't her €2. So this was a while ago, but yesterday I talked to my mom about this and I thought it would fit this subreddit. A few years ago, we invited some friends to our house to celebrate New Year. For context, we live in Italy and our friends live in Germany, so they stayed here a week as a holiday. One of our friends brought his new girlfriend, who's the choosing beggar, which we all hadn't met yet, but we were nice to her as we always were when someone introduced their new significant other. The second evening they were visiting, we decided to go to a restaurant. We chose a nice restaurant that served typical Italian dishes since it was their first time in Italy. We made sure to choose a restaurant that wasn't too pricey since Choosing Beggar had already been complaining about the cost of the trip, and we wanted everyone to have a good time. As the server handed everyone their menus, Choosing Beggar already seemed bothered. She asked her boyfriend to share their meal, and they ordered tapped water to drink, which is kind of ridiculous since he is a programmer and really doesn't have to worry about money. Nobody said anything to them, and we all had a great time. The food was great, and some of us had desserts. All in all, a great experience. But then the bill came. Since most Italian restaurants don't make separate bills, most of us just said to split the bill in 12 and everyone would pay the same to make things easier. Of course, Choosing Beggar didn't want to, which is fine. It just made paying much more complicated, since none of us had exactly the amount of what we ordered. Choosing Beggar was the first one to take the bill and calculate how much she owed. Since none of them spoke Italian, my mom helped her translate everything. In Italy, it is normal to pay coperto, which is kind of like the service since you don't give tips. It is usually around 1 or 2 euros per person. As my mom explained that to everyone, Choosing Beggar went crazy. She looked at my mom, started to yell at her that she should have said it before. Okay, maybe she should have, but you can understand that if you have to help 10 people with the menu because they don't speak the language, you might forget about something that is normal to us. And that 2 euros was just not acceptable and she refused to pay. Her boyfriend was paying for her meal, so it wasn't even her money. He said that 2 euros were definitely not a problem and put them on the table. She started yelling at him and took the 2 euros, refusing to let go of them. He tried to calm her down, but then she started crying because she felt attacked by everyone, when no one had said anything because we were all embarrassed by her behavior. She ended up leaving with her boyfriend without paying the 2 euros. The day after, her boyfriend came to our house, gave us the money, and announced they were going home because Choosing Beggar is sick and has to go home. I would love to say that at least our friend saw her true colors, but they have been married for a while now. He used to be a very close friend of my family, but now kind of isn't anymore because of her. Here's an edit. I forgot to say that her boyfriend told her even before the menus came that he would pay for her. He also paid for the whole trip for her. She didn't have to spend anything, and for him, money wasn't an issue. The first evening, he even went and bought beer for everyone, so believe me, money was not the issue. Demanding, controlling behavior, ruining your vacation, cutting you off from your longtime friends. I don't see any red flags here. This has been John from Slash Bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then please hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.